So I used to do a YouTube video show, and I used to review comic book related movies and TV shows and stuff like that. For a while, I just kind of stopped just because I thought that it was kind of getting not toxic for me, but just how things were happening in Hollywood and stuff like that. And I just decided to step away completely. I didn't like where it was going. I didn't like how my opinions were starting to form. And I had to step away. But when it comes to Superman, I have to say something. Full disclosure, Superman's my favorite superhero. Always has been ever since I was a kid, always will be. Next to Buffy. So the new Superman movie, I didn't actually have any skepticism about it. Even though I'm not the huge James Gunn fan, I didn't like his work in Marvel. I respected it, but I didn't like it. I was not a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan. I didn't even like the characters as much until they premiered in the later movies, which was done by the Russo brothers, basically. So they made me like the characters more, because I like the Russo brothers and how they do things. James Gunn did sell me, though, when he finally went over to DC and he did the Suicide Squad movie, which I thought was a great movie. That was the first time where, like, his humor actually got to me and I understood what he was trying to do. In this case, I found something in his humor that I found funny. Before, I never laughed at anything like that before, with Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that. So when he was taking over DC, to make a long story short, I wasn't that afraid. I thought that he would know what to do. He's a smart guy. He's been in the business for a while. He made those Guardians of the Galaxy movies work, even despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of them. They did work. Although number 3 was really good. So going to the Superman movie, I didn't have any expectations, but I already knew, because I'm such a big fan of Superman that I can tell by a clip how it's going to be. And so I knew, even after everybody kept saying, oh, it's kind of like the Silver Age. I'm like, duh, you can see that right in the footage. So that stuff, I wasn't surprised at all. I was surprised that he made it all work. That is one thing. He made all of that actually work, and I'm shocked. I'm like, wow, you managed to introduce all of these concepts in this movie so quickly. And there was another person out there, I remember, did a review and said something about the fact that, like, everything that Marvel did, they had to, it took them years to build up and everything like that. But DC's gonna have to hit the ground running again, like they did before, but in a different way now. They have a fresh start. James Gunn introduced this universe in a solid way. And I didn't know if people were gonna buy it. People seemed to buy it. I was kind of shocked, and I bought it. I was like, okay, I get it right away. I get what you're trying to do. And just not to go into any spoilers or anything like that, but the one thing I do hate about certain people who've written Superman in the past is that they always say this: oh, he's too powerful, so we're going to depower him to make the stories have more risk, to have more drama, to have whatever, to have more conflict. And I always said that is so stupid. If you don't say that to the Hulk, you don't say that to the umpteen million people who have incredible superpowers, much like Superman. Some, granted, beyond reality warping people, stuff like that. You don't say that to people like, oh God, they're too powerful to write. And when James Gunn said this, he said that he depowered Superman for this movie. And I was like, okay, they did that with the Superman animated series. And then they brushed back on it when they got into Justice League. But in my opinion, he actually didn't depower Superman in this movie. What he did was give him adversaries that could stand up to him. And that I bought completely. And I was actually happy with one of the adversaries, because at first I was like, wait a second, how the hell is this person doing this? But then you find out how later. And I was very happy with that. And I was very happy with that reveal. It made me very happy. So all in all, this movie, I'm just going to say, I'm going to start doing reviews again, because I have to, because I'm a big, huge Superman fan. Last thing I think on my page I did was Superman and Lois, the TV series, which I loved all the way up until the very end. But this is a completely different Superman. But make no mistakes of the matter, it is Superman. And it is a Superman story. And he got it right. I think James Gunn got it right. And I hope this universe works. He has all the building blocks there. He put them all out in this movie. And they're just ready to go out there for more. So I think I trust in you, James Gunn. I think you did a good job. I think you did a great job. And I love the way you actually set up this universe. I'm kind of baffled. I didn't know I was like, oh my God, you did it. You did it. And just kept going ahead throughout the whole movie. I kept going, you did it. You actually did it. You made it work. Hopefully everybody else buys it. The audience scores are high. Everything is high. So it was one of the highest audience scores, but this is the day. This is the day that it comes out to the entire public, at least in the US. So anybody who wants to see it will see it. And I hope people do see it, and I hope it does well. But in my opinion, it just has to do well enough so that the people who watched it liked it. Because with the prior DCEU that they try to create with Man of Steel and everything like that, it was always up and down. And that was one of the reasons why I had to step back from doing reviews, because I liked almost the majority of those movies. Actually, I liked almost every single damn one of them. But I realized how people were reacting to it and stuff like that, and it just got tiresome. I'm hoping that this will be a positive way for DC in the future and that it will work. Comic book movies are on a little bit of a low now, so we'll see. But in my opinion, I think that this was a good Superman movie. I don't know if I'll say it's the best Superman movie, like a lot of people have said. I kind of agree with that, but for me, it's pretty close. Because I got to see things that I never thought I'd see in a Superman movie. And they finally did it in this one. I'm happy. I'm happy. And I haven't seen a repeat of a superhero movie in a while. Unless it, goes when it goes to streaming or when it comes on TV. This might be the one that I'm going to go see again in theaters. So, yeah, I would have my Superman tank top on. I literally bought it for this, but I didn't want to premature about it. But yeah, I'm glad Superman's back on the big screen. I'm glad this movie was good. Thank you, James Gunn, and Peter Safran, who is his co-person who runs DC, if you don't know any of that. But yeah, that's it. Look for my reviews on my YouTube station. You can find it there. It's just Michael S. Garner. Be right there.